Good morning. My name is Paul Mosina. I live at 767 Roker Street in Ashland. You may recall I spoke to you last year about this issue. In late 2022, I went to a town hall meeting in Ashland and heard from the fire department that their EMS calls were way up. And in 2023, we saw the budget deliberations. They gave additional funds to the fire department to bring on more staff. And I followed up and contacted Emergency Communications of Southern Oregon and got an open records request to get the data from 2018 through 2022. And I have extensive database experience from my career at Northwestern Mutual. And I graphed the data and sent it to y'all last year. And imploring you to do some investigation. And I finally got around to getting the 2023 data and adding that to the previous 5 years. And I've sent you all an email with that data. And then I sent an email to the four people in charge of the Jackson County medical staff, Ms. Brubaker and Ms. Dodd and Mr. Mahan and Mr. Bowers. And I did provide a copy of that email to the recorder. And I just wanted to call your attention to it again. I asked if y'all would follow up with your medical staff to see what are they doing, how are they investigating, and I didn't really hear anything back from them. And I talked to Mr. Bowers, and I didn't get a satisfactory answer from him about what the county was doing at all in regards to investigating this. So let me just call out a couple of the highlights of what concerned me. Since 2020. 2021, 22, and 23, the last 3 years, there's been a 20% sustained increase in the number of EMS calls. Every year it's grown, and now we're sitting at 20% higher EMS call volume than we had in 2020. In Ashland, the EMS calls are up 41% since 2020. 41%. There, and just some of the highlights for people above 70 years and older, they are seeing breathing problems up 26%, chest pains up 40%, general illness up 20%, heart problems up 47%, traumatic injuries up 85%. For a broader age range, suicidal subjects are up 76% in women and 91% in men since 2020. Suicidal calls, suicidal subjects have a steep increase. Pregnancy problems are up 46% since 2020. Strokes in men up 25%, while traumatic injuries are up 73%. Unconscious person calls are up 50% since 2020. And I mentioned in the email, not kind of facetiously, is this the new normal? We're okay with this? Since 2020, we've seen this precipitous increase in EMS calls, and Ashland has responded by increasing their capacity to handle the calls, and I'm sure you've had to do the same thing with the Medford and other Jackson County municipalities have done the same thing. They've just stepped up their ability to respond. But I didn't get an email. I sent you all an email last week, Wednesday, and I didn't get a response from Ms. Brubaker or Mr. Mahan or Ms. Dodd or Mr. Bowers. I didn't get any response from them about whether or not they're looking into this. And I just out of courtesy, I would hope that y'all could follow up with them and that they would give me some response. Either you're looking into this or not. But if you're not looking into it, my question would be, why not? What level of increase in EMS calls would it take to get your attention? Pregnancy problems up 46% since 2020, and we're just no problem. Suicidal subjects up 91% and 76% in men and women respectively, and there's nothing to see there. Traumatic injuries up, like I said, traumatic injuries up 73%. So why would the traumatic injuries be up? I'm hoping that I'm picking your curiosity, and I have my own theories, and I will share them with you in the future. But at this point, I would hope that you will follow up with your health team and ask them, what are you doing? How can we, do we have to have a more extensive questionnaire for Emergency Communications of Southern Oregon when they take the 911 call? There are some additional questions that we should ask them. Is the health department able to follow up with those people and follow up with the medical facility into which they were checked in to see if they have, if they can find out the disposition of that call? What happened to that person? What was the root cause of it? I just don't think it's acceptable to just go on and say, well, we're adding more staff, problem solved. I just don't think that's an acceptable response. So I would appreciate your kind attention on this. Follow up with your health team and ask them, what are you doing about this? And thank you for your time. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.